Hi everyone, welcome to the fifth video in this series on measurements, and we are looking at volume. You see, the thing is, we live in a three-dimensional world, which means we're going to need to take measurements in 3 dimensions. The counterpart of area in 2 dimensions is volume in 3 dimensions. So, how are we going to make these measurements? Well, the standard unit that we use is called the cubic meter. So, let me show you what this means. Imagine I have a cube with dimensions 1 meter along each direction. So, every side length of the cube is the same. It's 1 meter. And we define the volume of a cube with side lengths 1 meter to be 1m to the power of 3, or 1 cubic meter. So these are the same. M3 and cubic meter, they mean the same thing. So remember how for area we had a case where we were multiplying two lengths together and that gave us m squared? Well, it's a similar thing here. So instead of having 2 multiplications, I have 3 this time. Okay, so let's assume that this is taken as given. I can do something similar for a cube with dimensions 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, and this has a volume of 1 cubic centimeter, or 1 cm cubed. And likewise, I could have a really tiny cube with dimensions 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, and 1 millimeter, and the volume of this cube would be 1 mm to the power of 3. Now, the question that I want to pose for you to think about as we start to think about converting between units is, how many of these cubic millimeters will fit into 1 cubic centimeter? To answer this question, we should remember that 1 centimeter is the same as 10 millimeters. So I can fit 10 of these cubes along each of the 3 directions. So what I'm going to get is 10 cubed, or 10 times 10 times 10. So you can imagine I have a row of 100 along the bottom, and then I have 10 rows going up, giving me a total of 1,000 tiny cubes inside the big cube. And thus, we conclude that 1 cubic centimeter is the same as 1,000 cubic millimeters. If you had trouble following that, don't worry too much, because on the next page I'll give you a bunch of patterns to remember. So here we go. We know about length and we know about area from the first 2 videos. I have drawn in the information for you, and I want to remind you that for area we needed to square the numbers. And that's what's indicated by the little 2 drawn in red there. In the last page, we deduced to convert from cubic centimeters to cubic millimeters, I needed to multiply by 10 cubed. Perhaps you see where this is going. So if I needed powers of 2 for area conversions, with volume, I'm going to need powers of 3 instead of powers of 2. All the numbers stay the same. The only thing that's changing this time is the power of 3 instead of the power of 2 for volume. So, if you know the first diagram, you get the second two diagrams for area and volume for free, as long as you remember powers of 2 for area, powers of 3 for volume. Now, there's one other thing that's worth noting. When you buy drinks, we don't usually measure them in cubic millimeters or cubic centimeters. We tend to use a different unit called mils or liters. So for example, you might drink a soft drink with 325 mils inside, or you might buy milk from the store, maybe in a 1 liter carton or a 2 liter carton. So if I give you a measurement that's in mils or liters, we need to be able to convert to the standard unit of cubic centimeters and cubic meters. So how do we do this? Well, here's the definition. 1 mil is 1 cubic centimeter. And since 1 liter is 1,000 mils, 1 liter has to be the same as 1,000 cubic centimeters. Sorry, yeah, cubic centimeters, that's right. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because now we're going to do some examples, as we always do, involving the metric units with millimeters to kilometers, and mils and liters. So here we go. I'll quickly remind you what we need to do. So times 1,000 cubed times 100 cubed times 10 cubed. And to go the other way, we divide. And it's also worth remembering that 1 mil is 1 cubic centimeter and 1 liter is 1,000 mils, which is 1,000 cubic centimeters. Okay, so first question. I want to convert from cubic meters, so I should write the little 3 on top each time, otherwise it's wrong, so sorry about that. Cubic centimeters to cubic meters to cubic centimeters. So what do I need to do? I need to multiply the number I was given by 100 cubed. This is going to add 6 zeros. You can do this on a calculator if you want. So it becomes 2 million, and that's massive. So because I've got powers of 3 now, if I convert from a larger unit to a smaller unit, the numbers are going to get large very, very quickly. Okay. Second example. This time I want to go from cubic millimeters to mils. The way I'm going to do this is to start by going from cubic millimeters to cubic centimeters. Because I know that 1 mil and 1 cubic centimeter are the same. So once I've got it in centimeters cubed, I can just replace that with mils. So I know this, so I'll start by converting it to centimeters cubed. So to do that, I need to divide by 10 to the power of 3. And 10 to the power of 3 is 1,000. So that's actually 2,000 divided by 1,000, which gives me the number 2. And that's in centimeters cubed. But since I know this, I can swap out centimeters cubed and change that to 2 mils. And I'm done. Okay, next one. I want to convert from liters to cubic meters. So what I'm going to need to do is recognize that 1 liter is 1,000 cubic centimeters. So what I need to do is convert from liters to centimeters cubed. So now I've got 3,000 cm3. And now I need to do the conversion from centimeters cubed to meters cubed. So to do that, I need to divide by 100 to the power of 3. Now, if I do this, I'm going to get a decimal, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 0.0003 cubic meters. Okay, you can do that on a calculator if you wish. All right, so that's some basic work converting different units of volume. In the next few videos, we will start finding the surface area and volume of different shapes, such as prisms, pyramids, cones, and spheres. And that will take us to the end of the chapter. See you then.